Hello and welcome to a video with a weird format. This may be a one-off instead of being a daily because frankly I don't upload often anyway. Today I'll be looking at the A6-9500, the cheapest AM4 CPU, and I got mine for $25 converted. How bad could it be? For starters, to clarify, the CPU I have is not the A6-9500, it is the Pro A6-9500, which means nothing but I lose overclocking support. Thank you, AMD. Very nice. So, the CPU consists of one bulldozer module. It is based on the Excavator Plus architecture in FM2 Plus, which contains two threads inside. It clocks up to 3.8 GHz. This GPU has 6 GCN 3.0 cores, which means it has 384 shaders, and called the R5 graphics. It can clock up to 1029 MHz, though I've never seen it hit that frequency. Because of this 6 plus 2 cores, AMD market the CPU to having 8 compute cores, which is misleading at best and I think falls more into false advertising. Anyway, enough ranting, let's go to my first impressions. For the drivers, I am running Radeon Pro 21Q1 drivers, as 21.5.2 is very broken, and the mesh drivers doesn't really want to work with both my GPUs. One thing that might surprise you, and certainly surprised me, is that this CPU supports Relive, which is weird because my 5600G doesn't support it, even though it's way more capable. Good job, AMD. However, just because you can use Relive doesn't mean that you should use it. As if you enable instant replay, the CPU will hover at around 50%, and when you try to use the PC for something, it will be very painful to use, as you can see from the PC Mark and CPU Z result. It is not pleasant. If we're quoting tech indents, they say that the performance is best suited for day-to-day tasks. Is it though? I don't know about you, but idling at 55% is not best suited for day-to-day tasks. Not convinced? Well, look at me trying to open Discord. 100% CPU usage and 50% is from Discord. Best suited for day-to-day task, my ass. Okay, then you might say, but Discord isn't daily task, it's a gamer task. Alright, let's do file transfer instead. Ooh. File transfer, 100% CPU usage. Ouch. Truly a sign of a good CPU that is best suited for day-to-day task. Oh, even the file transfer window isn't responding. Well, that's fun. Anyway, even if Relive is disabled, the CPU will easily get pegged to around 80%, which is not pleasant because it will get easily overloaded. Anyway, with the tradition of every PC, I of course do a Cinebench R15 run. It takes 10 minutes to complete, and it scores 73 points. Mind you, this is with Relive on. With Relive off, it's 138 points. The difference is night and day. Same story with CPU-Z. The single thread is horrendous at 79 points, while the multi-thread looks normal at 338 points. With Relive off, it's even better. 218 for the single thread and 384 for the multi-thread. That multi-thread score is similar to Ryzen 1's single-thread score. Because Bristol Ridge only does 2400 memory, I am limited to 20 GB a second on the bandwidth. Now, for the iGPU test. What you're looking here is not the iGPU. This is the RX 470D I attached to it. The reason why I use superposition is that it's not really CPU intensive, so I'm hoping to minimize the bottleneck here. With the 720p low preset, the iGPU managed to score 2670 points. I did run Cinebench OpenGL benchmark and it got 23 FPS. The game average is around 38 FPS, and the GPU is actually boosting properly, reaching 1000 MHz in most instances. However, once in game, the story is a bit different. It is actually so bad, you can see that the GPU is getting bottlenecked. It's only like it at 900 instead of 1000. That's never a good sign. Then again, this is at medium high. Anyway, that marks the end of my small adventure with the A6-9500. To put it simply, it is a bad CPU. When using Relift, the CPU gets overloaded easily, making it very stuttery even for daily tasks, such as web browsing and file transferring. Even when Relift is disabled, opening Firefox and Discord is still laggy. File transferring can also max out the CPU, which is something quite bizarre. Also, this CPU seems to be one of those rare instances where the iGPU can actually get bottlenecked by the CPU, even in GPU-bound titles. Moral of the story, don't buy the CPU and expect anything. It's just a web browsing machine and spreadsheets, and even then it might lag in Excel. So yeah, this won't be the last time the CPU appear. I have another video planned out which is going to be longer than this, and hopefully it'll be up sometime, not too long. I hope.